Under the drop-down menu for an RCP-ME, launch the panel config menu. The first menu that comes up is the configuration menu. Scroll down to the bottom. We won't go over every setting, but there are a few settings to pay attention to. The first is to make sure that virtual routing is enabled and that the comms retry delay factor is set to the default of 100. At the top of the screen is an interactive view of the control panel. Clicking on each button allows for setting the function of the button. Below the panel is a drop-down menu labeled Menu. Menus allow for multiple layers to the panel. Changing the menu allows you to change the next layer of buttons. Panel Preview mode switches from standard mode to category indexing mode. When programming an RCP-ME panel, it is recommended to keep it simple and limited to only 1 to 2 menus since the buttons don't have built-in mnemonics, and instead require manual labeling. The display on the right is helpful, but still not ideal for handling lots of menus. When setting a button, there is an array of options available. Click on the button and the pop-up menu will reveal itself. In this pop-up window, you can set destinations, sources, build crosspoint switches, set functions such as take and protect, add shift layers, add levels, breakaway assignments, recall panel macros, and set menu links and navigation, recall salvos, and simply clear keys. For example, if I want the panel to do a crosspoint switch, click on crosspoint, set the output and the input and the breakaway. Now breakaways establish which levels will be routed and are set in the breakaway menu below in the configuration tab. In this example, let's start by setting the panel to be a simple source and destination panel. Click on the button you want to change, set it to the source, set the value, then click on the next button and repeat. To speed up configuration, there are 2 checkboxes on the bottom of the pop-up window. The first is the Maintain Selection button. So as you go to the next button, the pop-up window navigation doesn't change to what the button is currently set to. Auto Advance automatically jumps to the next button after a selection has been made. Once you get to the last button of a menu and make a selection, it will automatically jump to the next menu to continue setting buttons. Below the interactive panel, there are a few tabs. Menu Details allows you to name menus and to set fallback behaviors. Macro Events allows for panel-based macros for routing multiple destinations at once, without the need for building a salvo. The last 3 tabs just shows levels, destinations, and sources coming in from the Ultrix frame. Back in the Configuration tab, scroll down below the breakaway section. There's a cut bus mode that can also be enabled. Normal mode allows you to set the cut bus destinations below. If cut bus destinations 1 and 2 are set the same, then only a single destination will change with any button press. If they are different, then they split between top and bottom row. For cut bus destinations and macro events, all IDs should be gathered from the Destination and Sources Label Access tabs. Once you have finished programming the RCP-ME panel, click on the Send Configuration button on the bottom of the panel. You can save a backup of the setup by right-clicking on the panel config and performing a Save As. Once you have saved it, in the File Navigator, add the location where the file is if it isn't there already. Then, in the Navigator, double-click on the file so it goes from faded to full color. Then, drag the file onto the panel and it will paste the setup to the panel. The Smart Paste pop-up window will appear. Click OK to close the window. Then in the panel configuration menu, click on Send Config. This can also be a good way to copy panel configurations across like panels. You can also use Smart Paste, which shows up when you click on the Send Configuration button. Only panels with the same model number will appear under Select Devices.